Doom Eternal is the latest entry in the long-running Doom franchise from id Software, which is more or less responsible for the first-person shooter genre along with Wolfenstein. Doom Eternal is the direct sequel to Doom 2016, which was a game that I absolutely adored, a reboot which finally brought Doom back to its fast-paced action roots, compared to the slower approach made with Doom 3. This was done while evolving the franchise for modern gamers, with focus on keeping players constantly moving around battle arenas while taking on legions of demons, on top of having one of the best soundtracks in any game period, from composer Mick Gordon. In a year that saw games like Uncharted 4 and Overwatch come out, Doom was easily my favourite video game of 2016. So when Doom Eternal was announced back in 2018, I was deliriously excited for its release, and thankfully after a number of delays, Doom Eternal has more than exceeded my expectations. Doom Eternal is set sometime after the events of Doom 2016, where the legions of hell have taken over Earth, wiping out most of the human race, and it's up to the Doom Slayer to stop the demonic invasion by ripping and tearing his way through the Hellspawn. There is more of an effort to explore the lore and world of the Doom Slayer, but much like Doom 2016, the story is never too in your face, with gameplay remaining paramount. I personally enjoy the story of Doom Eternal, especially with its sneaky implied connections to Doom Classic, Doom 2, and Doom 64. The cutscenes are always a lot of fun, and often show in subtle but brilliant ways the sheer presence and reputation that the Doom Slayer has in this world, making it incredibly entertaining. Of course, if the story isn't what you're playing the game for, the cutscenes can obviously be skipped, while the more in-depth lore is relegated to collectible codex pages that you can read from your menu. id Software and Bethesda's willingness to push back the game has resulted in one of the best first-person shooter gaming experiences that I've had in some time. This is a brilliantly designed shooter with some incredibly satisfying combat and flawless performance. The game is absolutely stunning as well. Through the art style and graphics, Doom Eternal's worlds genuinely look like an Iron Maiden or Slayer album cover brought to life. The environments are truly deserving of being called epic. Now, I played Doom Eternal on the PS4, and I have platinumed the game, getting all the trophies or achievements for the game, which was a lot of fun to do, even if the multiplayer trophies were a bit of a grind to get through. Doom Eternal changes the formula from Doom 2016 by introducing an emphasis on resource management, which in a fast-paced action game like Doom may sound like the last thing you want. However, this approach gives Doom Eternal a far greater sense of strategic value compared to Doom 2016, where you have different options in maintaining your health. The super gory glory kills from Doom 2016 return to refill your health, while the chainsaw is used to farm ammunition, which regenerates over time using fuel. Additionally, you have the flame belch, which is a flamethrower that is used to get your armor. Now, initially, this can all be a little daunting if you're used to other first-person shooter games, especially Doom 2016, but this resource management is something that grows on you as you play, and eventually becomes incredibly rewarding as you learn to master it, and combine all glory kills, chainsaw kills, and flame belch uses, all to keep yourself alive. Much like games including Bloodborne and Dark Souls, Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal have a rhythm to them, which director Hugo refers to as the Doom Dance. As a result, Doom Eternal really adds more layers, strategy, and depth by incorporating these resource management features. The game gradually introduces new enemy types, weapons, and abilities, where you eventually transform the Doom Slayer into this unstoppable killing machine. Doom Eternal will often drop you into the middle of an encounter with a new enemy type, introducing a brief method on how to kill them, and then leaving the execution up to you. That may sound like the game giving things away, but it's that bit of accessibility that goes a long way, especially once the game starts combining the endgame demons for some absolutely insane skirmishes. This is fast and aggressive, but strategic gameplay that requires you to really learn and fully utilize your entire arsenal of weapons, so that you aren't just sticking with one weapon the entire game. Plus, all the guns are incredibly fun and memorable to use, each with their own unique feel and meaty sound design, because it is necessary to master each weapon and use their individual weapon mods, combined with equipable runes and pray to skill points, if you have any hope of completing the super challenging but fun Slayer Gates, secret missions, or Nightmare mode, especially since tougher demons like the Marauder will chew you up and spit you out if you don't take the time to learn their movements, weak points, and attack patterns. The Super Shotgun's meat hook was easily my favourite weapon mod, especially when it could be upgraded to set enemies on fire and provide armor. The best term I've heard to describe Doom Eternal is blood and guts with brains. This really is a game that rewards you immensely for investing in its mechanics and gradually analysing its rules. On top of that, the levels in the game are enormous, where you can easily spend a good hour or two just moving around the levels, especially if you're collecting the numerous toys, records, cheat codes, and upgrades that are hidden in the levels. Doom Eternal's missions take the spirit of 90s shooter design and evolves it for the 2020s. Thankfully, Mick Gordon returns from Doom 2016 to bring us another heavy metal soundtrack forged in the fires of hell, and it is oh so glorious. Purposely designed to ramp up the guitar riffs and bass when stronger enemies enter the battle arena, or to give this world this epic feel, with choirs singing all sorts of demonic chants. I can't stress enough how integral the music is in giving you this adrenaline boost during skirmishes, really delivering on the strategic power fantasy that Doom 2016 2016 and Doom Eternal promote. It just gets you into the mood for an all-out bloody brawl, and it's fantastic. There is a lot more platforming in Doom Eternal than the previous game, and I have to say for the most part, it's a lot of fun, as you have a double jump and double dash, which you can use to move around the environment, swinging on bars and climbing on ledges. The only time the platforming got annoying was in the later levels, where you have to jump through portals suspended in the air that shoot you to other parts of the map. Because if your aim is off just slightly, you go flying away from your target, which might be a second portal that you need to chain to get around. Additionally, I've sunk a fair bit of time into Doom Eternal's 2v1 multiplayer mode called Battle Mode, where one person is the Doom Slayer and two other players are demons, who can summon fodder demons to attack the Slayer. This mode has a bit of a steep learning curve, as you're initially learning how each of the demons play, as well as getting used to each of the maps. As of recording, the mode is a little unbalanced, as you'll often have a team of demons who just swarm someone who's unexperienced with the Slayer, or you'll have an experienced Slayer who understands the resource management and just clears the demon team in seconds. If you can get into a match where everyone is around the same level, then this mode can be a lot of fun as this game of cat and mouse. Overall, Doom Eternal is just a fantastic game that I cannot recommend enough. The sheer value on offer is staggering, from the incredible size and scale of the levels, the fast, fluid and inventive gameplay and world building, the fantastic weapons and enemies, which now look more faithful to their original counterparts from the classic Doom games, to Mick Gordon's fist-pumping soundtrack. It's easily one of the best first-person shooters that I've ever played, easily one of the best single-player campaigns in a first-person shooter, and as a fan of the Doom franchise, I am so excited to see where the series goes next. Doom Eternal gets a 9.5 out of 10 from me, and a Mono's Choice Award. Guys, I hope you liked this review. I thought I'd try something different and review a game for once. Movies are still absolutely my focus, but if there's a game that comes along that I'm interested in, or a game gets requested a bunch, then I'll definitely consider putting a review together every now and then. Because, well, games are a little bit more expensive than movies. Anyway, if you want to see more reviews, be sure to stay right here for your Mono Fix. Bye guys!